Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hey, how's everyone doing? Oh, you have a cat and you're getting a Beardy. That's pretty cool. Just like, be sure that the cat doesn't like have room to jump on top of the tank because that's been an issue in the past for some people. For me, I have two Beardies, a Eurymastix, and a Halloween moon crab. I actually have a feeding all my pets video where you can go watch that as well. So, how is everyone doing this morning? Are we feeling great? Where are y'all from? I ask that usually. Hi, hello. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. I'm wearing a little dragon jacket. I have spikes. Hi. I'm doing well, Haley. That's awesome. I'm happy you're doing well as well. How are you doing? Good afternoon. Oh, yeah, it is afternoon. To me, it feels like morning. Upstate New York. I'm from Ireland. I just really want to go to Ireland so bad. I'm holding my dragon. I was just holding my baby a little while ago, but she really wanted to be warm, so they're still warming up. That's why they're not in the live right now. Hey, I love you. You helped me with Beauty. That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, Peyton. Hello. Hi, Justin. Hello, Kylie. Hello, Riley. Hello, Jordan. Hey, I've had my lizard for 3 months and it's still not close to its adult size. Is that normal? So, ooh, don't want to drop y'all. So it depends on the type of dragon as well. So like a Rankin's dragon, I don't know if you've ever heard of that as well. Those babies don't really get very big at all. Like they're usually really small, and a lot of people confuse those for the regular bearded dragons that you'll get at like any pet store. Um, Not the same thing. So it really depends, and it also can depend on what you're feeding, if you have the proper lighting, care. So if you message me and like send me lighting, like the picture of your lighting and what you're feeding and everything else, I can probably help you from there. And pictures, of course, of the baby. It's the morning for me. Yes, Isabel, it really is. Her name is Venus. That's awesome, Jocelyn. Ashley, I'm from Minnesota. That's sweet. Nice to meet you, Ashley. It's morning right now for me. Yes, Leah, girl, I feel you. Let's Pokemon today. Hey, and my bearded dragon says, hi, hi, hello. I just washed my bearded dragon with your coffee cake scented soap. Aw, did you like it? How did that one turn out? I hope it turned out well. That was the first time I used the coffee cake one, so I hope it turned out well. My bearded dragon poop is red. Is that bad? Yeah, that's usually not a good sign. But there are some things that can make the poo red, like if you feed a lot of prickly pear. That's a cactus fruit that can make it like pink and make them pea red, pinkish, but that's normal. So if you feed stuff that has like, I don't know, like red bell pepper and stuff like that, it's going to come out and make the poo red. But generally, you don't want to have red poo because that can be a sign of dehydration or other internal issues. So I would definitely get that checked out. Hi, I'm from Florida. Hello, it's nice to meet you, Bobby Lynn. TGIF, TGIF, OMG, hi, I love you so much. I love you too. I hope you're having a good day. It's cold and rainy here. Oh, see, Tina, girl, it is muggy and it is gloomy here. So gloomy, muggy. You guys can't see it. Ah, it's just gloomy, muggy, and it's just bringing the mood. So I feel you. And I'm from Henry County, Virginia. Okay, VA. Yeah, girl, same. So hello, I just joined, but I got a juvenile baby, super red from Petco, does, and it does in a month from infection, from what the stores fed them. It died in a month. I'm sorry to hear that. Do all female dragons lay eggs? No, not all female dragons lay eggs. So sometimes, like with female dragons, generally you'll have them lay infertile eggs if they've never mated before, of course. So if you don't have two dragons mating, they can't just produce babies. So they might be laying, but it's not going to have babies. And I kind of call it a lizard period. It's just filled with nothing but lizard juice. If you go watch the video on me opening up bearded dragon eggs, these eggs were not fertile. And what that means is there's no babies inside. It's just lizard fluid. Um, so a lizard period basically, and not all of them will have it, and there's really no indicator on what, like, just by looking at a dragon whether they're going to be able to lay eggs or not. And that's not to say if they don't lay infertile eggs they can't lay fertile eggs. It's just they don't have to go through the process of laying infertile eggs. I have noticed that females that are girthier, like if you guys remember my belly buns, the little red baby, she's also like my logo and everything else. She was very girthy, and like people were like she's overweight and da da da, but I swear like that baby, she was just naturally girthy, but she also held a lot of eggs because of that, and she produced a lot of infertile eggs because of that. In her case that did not turn out well, but that does not mean that that is always the case. You know, dragons can lay infertile eggs for their whole lives and be fine. It's just sometimes you have issues with egg binding, and whatever else Belly had. We It's still a mystery. I love your vids, and a bearded dragon is my dream pet. Oh, you should totally get one, Paris. They are just the best babies. I mean, honestly, finding bearded dragons, I never thought at first that I would like them, but I just like fell in love because they're unique and odd and just cute, and like when I first looked at one, like I was like, why did they look so mean? But they weren't. They just had like a little naturally grumpy face, and then it was super cute. And yeah, so they're super awesome pets to have around, and they're quiet, and they just chill and relaxed, and like honestly, just the best pets. I love them. Please, my Beardy won't drink water off her nose anymore, and we have to force her to drink. So you should not force your dragon to drink. Generally, dragons and lizards in general get their water content from their food. So if they are not wanting to drink water, like from a dropper, then that's a good sign generally, because it means that they're getting enough from the food. So I really wouldn't be too concerned about that. Like my dragons, generally they don't really drink water from the dropper as much anymore. They do during the summer a lot. I just think that's because they're more active and like just go in and just need the water. But they will sometimes drink in the bath or whatever else they need. Like they will only take in what they're needing. Well, well, there's a fine line with that when it comes to treats like hornworms and stuff like that, because they will definitely keep eating that even if they don't need it. But when it comes to water specifically, they generally won't take in water that they don't need. So that's really not a bad sign. I wouldn't be too concerned. So good job. Good parenting. Hi, do I, how, oh, sorry, I read that wrong. How do I contact you? So you can follow one of my well, you don't have to follow, you just contact one of my social medias. I will be honest, I am Facebook. My Facebook is so overflooded that it is overwhelming. So that one, I try to get to, but I'm kind of slow on that one because there's just so much buildup of messages. But on Instagram, there isn't as many. Snapchat, I'm on there more than anything else, and no, I mean, not a lot of people contact me there. So that's one that I'll get to like that. If you have that. And at the beginning of my videos, I generally have all of my social media like panned out right here in the beginning of the videos. I didn't have it in this last one. Well, no, I think I did. No, I did have it in the beginning of this last one as well. So you can go check what my tags are for whichever media you're wanting to use and contact me from. You can also ask questions down here, like in the, well, in any video. I don't know if they'll pop up at the bottom of this video when it's done. I have a beardy named Spike. That's awesome. Mel's Noel 1220. That's awesome. Okay, so hi, first time viewer from San Bernardino, California. Oh, I love it. I have always wanted to go to California. I want to go so bad. My bearded dragon's name is Biscuit. Biscuit. I love it. I love that so much. A&R Creative Creations. Hi, how are you doing? How do you tell if it's a boy or a girl as a baby? You can't tell as a baby. That's the simple answer. I have a video on how to sex your dragon. That's the title of it. If you just go to my channel, there's a little search bar. Once you click on my channel, just type in um, how to sex your dragon, or yeah, just type that in and it'll pop up. And I mean, I just go through everything on like all the different ways you can tell there. The only way that I don't cover is the flashlight test, and you can actually go on Google and search this. It's where you take a flashlight at the base of their tail. So say, just well, okay, this isn't a dragon, but say this is their tail, all right? So you have to put the flashlight like around here to look through here. And like, so you're trying to look, you have to turn off the lights as well. And I know I look silly, but and you have to look like that way. And usually you'll either see two bumps or one bump on both sides. I look so silly, guys. Just go search the Google picture, because there is an example of male and female for the flashlight test, and it'll give you a better example than I just did. I don't know what that was, but oops. I'm from Ashley, Ohio. That's awesome. How is it to live in Ohio? I don't really know anyone from Ohio. What is that like? I'm from New Hampshire. Same thing there. What is it like to live there? That's awesome. LzardGuru, my bearded dragon is constipated. I think so. If I carved pumpkin, could I give some to her? So, um, pumpkin is a good natural laxative. In that case, you can give that. You can give a little bit of that pumpkin. Just make sure there's no like seeds or like, obviously none of the outer shell of the pumpkin, whatever you call it, skin, pumpkin skin. And you can also, honestly, I have given a little bit of canned pumpkin just to help with that, because it's just a small quantity and it just helps like that. I made a poo smoothie, as I call it. I should probably make a video on that, on how to create a poo smoothie. But there's also the natural laxative where you can use prune juice. Now, I did learn after making that video that some keepers, Uromatic Society specifically, like that little group, whatever you want to call it, was not a fan of the prune juice. So they said that you could use aloe, like aloe vera gel, to do the same type of thing. I've never used it. I've never had an issue with prune juice. I just know that if you have too much of it, that it can like cause issues, just like cramping, just uncomfortability. So just be mindful of that. But I do cover like how to clear impaction, is what it's called, um, on my channel if you want to go watch that. And you can also massage, like that's another way. I go through all the ways in that video. I'm from California. That's awesome. Love to hear it. Pixel Lizard Gaming. Michigan here. That's sweet. North Jersey. Ah, I love it. From all over. I'm from Florida. I've been to Florida. Okay, I have been there. Hi, and I love your content. That's awesome. Thanks so much. It's just Rhea. What's the average lifespan of a bearded dragon? So this is a hard question to answer, simply because there's so many factors. Like, there's the average for general ones that get bought from a pet store or whatever else. Okay, so that average is lower, and that is around a year to 2 years. And that's simply because there isn't a lot of good care. People don't realize that this small little baby that you buy at the pet store is going to quadruple in size and it can live for like 20 years. So there's just a lot of not knowing and not enough education before people buy them, and that limits their lifespan. So that's the general lifespan of a bearded dragon as a pet in this world. So that's sad. But when you have keepers and like people that I've seen actually take care of them, and even people that are in like my dragon group, or people that I've just met along the way with bearded dragons, just the bearded dragon community as a whole, like the educated bearded dragon community, the general lifespan is anywhere from like 5 to 10 years. I don't want to say 10. That's so 5 to 8, I want to say, is usual. Um, but they can live longer. The oldest that I know of and have heard of, I don't know if there's an older one, but the one, to my knowledge, the oldest that I know of has lived 22 years. And that has to be with like exceptional care. And of course, there's so many things that you can't control. Like if your dragon doesn't live that long, that doesn't mean that you gave bad care. I mean, there's just so many different factors. Like it could be something internal, like for example, my belly buttons. There's absolutely nothing in the world that I could have done to stop whatever it was. Like I went to every single vet possible, and like, tried to fix it, and like nobody knew what was wrong. And so sometimes that happens and it's sad, but sometimes you can't change that. So it doesn't mean like you're not giving great care, it just happens sometimes, but they can live up to 22 years. Hi, which is easier to take care of, a bearded dragon or a leopard gecko? I mean, that really just depends. Uh, so, I don't know. That's a tough question because they're pretty balanced. They're kind of the same. Like they're not the same, obviously, but for like effort wise, they're pretty much the same. Um, I would, me personally, I would say, well, I would probably say leopard gecko is. Um, Yeah, I would probably say a leopard gecko is just, in my personal opinion, is a little bit easier to take care of. Lizard juice, yes, ma'am, Haley. Okay, let me see. Going down, down, down. Aw, thanks so much for the donation, Team Nixtro. Hey, what calcium do you use for your beardies, and also how often do you feed them calcium? So I use the beardeddragon.co. Oh, I do not remember the name of it. It's in my supplements video. I have a whole supplements video on all of the supplements that I use. I still use those. I mean, I haven't changed how I use them either. All in that video. It covers everything in there. Um, Got my beardie last month and he hasn't eaten veggies at all since I got him. Very worried. No signs of brumation or parasites yet. Just refusal to eat no matter how long I keep him off bugs for 2 years old. So, this is always an issue that people seem to have. Um, so, what types of things are you trying? Have you watched my video on how to get them to eat greens, and also my video on feeding my dragons for a week? Because there are certain way, like my dragons sometimes can be so stubborn when it comes to eating greens. It just happens. They're like children sometimes. It just is the way it is. I know I don't want to eat my greens all the time, just like they don't want to eat their greens all the time. And you also have to find the things that they like, because my two beta dragons have separate preferences. Like they like some of the same things, and I generally try to get those more than anything else, but they also don't like other things. Like for example, Nixie loves like fruit and will just eat that and to her heart's content. Aether doesn't really care for fruit. He'll eat some blueberries, but not much else. So like you have to find what they like. And once you find what they like, they'll, start going for it. But the other thing is you have to make sure that they know it's food. So that is the issue. If like they aren't fed greens like when they're babies, if you don't introduce it when they are babies, they don't actually know that it's food. So you're putting this thing in front of them and they're like, what is this? Like, can I have my food, please? So you have to like teach them that it is food. So giving it, like wrapping it around bugs and feeding it, is a way to do that. Uh, I mean, I cover this all in how to feed, like, or how to get them to eat greens as well. I generally have to make the food like move as well. Even now, they know it's food now, but they're just spoiled and they want me to wiggle it around. Sometimes I have to physically feed the leaf to their face because they're spoiled. I call it bougie lizard syndrome. That's what I call that. Once you start spoiling them, they will get accustomed to it. So be mindful of that. Um, so I mean, there are many different ways. If none of those have worked, come back and talk to me. I want to find new methods because there are new methods. I just haven't had to use them. Ooh. I'm 10. I watch a lot of your vids, and should I get a beardy? Galaxy Savage 124A. Well, it's nice to meet you, and I think that that depends on you. Like, if you think that if you think that you've done enough research and you're ready for one, I would definitely talk to your parents about it because you should definitely have them help you a little bit. Um, just make sure you have all of the knowledge beforehand, but it's a great learning experience. Um, and it's definitely a lot of fun as long as you know how to take care of them and take care of them well. So it really depends on you and if you're ready for that responsibility because it is a big responsibility. So you have to be ready for that. Just be sure you talk to your parents. Uh, you're the most awesome dragon keeper ever. Aww, stop. Thank you. Lost finest. Thank you. Susie Gilmore. My bearded dragon has coccidia. Oh, hi. That is not a fun one. All right. And a bad bloat, but the vet isn't giving me much on it. Is there anything I can do for him at home? Yes. So, I actually have a video on how to cure parasites. So if you go search my channel on that, yeah, I cover all of it, like how to get the meds as well, because beardeddragon.co actually sells medication for that. It sells it for juveniles and adult dragons, so you need to be sure if you go there, you do buy the one specific for their weight because one is stronger than the other. Do not get the adult one for a juvenile because that one is going to be stronger and it's just don't do it. It can cause a lot of issues. But the one that's for juveniles, you don't want to give to the adult one because it's not going to be as effective. So go to beardeddragon.co, get the coccidial, I think it's called, oh man, it's not Pan Cure, it's the other one. Toltratetrazole. I can't pronounce it, but it starts with a T and ends with an L and has a Z in there somewhere. Um, and you also need the coccidial disinfectant spray as well, because one of the biggest issues people have with coccidia and not being able to get rid of it is because it's actually more of a bacteria than a parasite. It's just kind of looped in together, but it really is a bacteria. And it just grows from feces mostly, and it sits in the feces, and like it, if you don't clean well enough, it's going to sit there, and like the bleach does not get rid of it 100%. So the coccidial disinfectant spray that they sell on beardeddragon.co does. It's specifically made to get rid of that, and it tells you how to use it and everything. There's like you mix it with water. You have to spray it, and just after every time they poo, you need to spray and wipe down, and just I would recommend being on paper towels, not any, like no wood, nothing in there that they can poo on, get the coccidia on. If you have wood in there, toss it. Anything that bacteria can sit in, like if you have a carpet and they have coccidia, toss it. Like anything that they have in there that you can't wipe and clean off like thoroughly, like any fabrics, wood, toss it. Because you will never get rid of it if you don't. And you need the coccidial disinfectant spray. I usually always use it anyways. I use that as part of my usual mixture, the coccidial disinfectant spray and the Eco Clean spray. That's what I use to clean my tanks regularly. So just I would do that. Coccidia is so tough, and I feel for you and I understand. You are going to get through it. Just be sure you like go through that and you will be fine. Follow the instructions, and the most important thing is that you do need a scale. You need to know your dragon's weight, and I would weigh them twice just to be sure, because that weight is how you're going to determine how much meds to give them. And if you do not know how to read a syringe, please message me because it is important to give them the right amount, but it can be done at home. I have not gone to a vet in a long time because I pretty much have my lizard pharmacy at home. I'm not saying that everyone should do that. I've just been doing it for a long time, and it's just what I do. So it can be done at home. If I, let me go down. Let me go down. What time is it, y'all? 12:54. Okay, you guys, I'm going to be getting off at 1 p.m. I'm just going to make that known now ahead of time. Hello, what is it? Team Nextro. Hey, I'm from Alabama. Oh, I was there to visit L's Reptiles a little while ago. I have a question for you. What calcium do you use for your Beauties, and also how often do you feed them the calcium? So I actually have a video on I don't remember what it's called. It's just type in supplements on when you click on my channel, there's a little search bar, type in supplements and it'll pop up, and it'll be like the supplements I use are like needed supplements, something like that. I don't remember the name of the video, but I go over what supplements I use, how I use them, how often I use them, everything about the supplements, where I got them from, everything you need to know right there. And I still follow that. I am also going to be making a video on calcium more specifically because I don't think I covered that one enough in that video. So I want to make a video on like, just going through a week, like feeding my dragons for a week, specifically covering the supplements. So I'm going to do that. I promise. Charlie, just keep patient. If you really start worrying, she does a video on making like a smoothie for them. I had to do this for mine. Get dropper and drop in her mouth. Good advice. All right, let me see. LzardGuru, I think my bearded dragon hates me because, oops, because I always try to bond with her every day, but she just tries to run away from me. So you have to be mindful of how you're approaching them. So I'm just gonna use this for example. So instead of coming from above to like hold them, come from below. Because this looks like a predator and a threat. This does not. So those, like, you just have to be mindful of things like that. Other things like being very gentle and slow. So instead of picking them up like this, pick them up slowly and gently transfer them because they are slow creatures and they like to be moved very slowly. Everything is super slow with the lizards. So you just have to be mindful of how you're doing things with them. Like that's the biggest thing that I think people aren't mindful of when it comes to that because they will like you. It's just some, however, like my Aether can still be feisty regardless. He just doesn't generally like people, but that's because of his past. He didn't really have a great experience. Uh, which isn't important in this case, but like sometimes lizards have reasons or they just don't generally like people, but it doesn't mean that they can't be nice and like, I pick them up with no problem. You just have to be mindful of how you're doing it. I have a video on how to bond with your lizards as well. I have a video on how to pick up and hold your dragon as well. So maybe that will be helpful to you. My Beardie's tail is very pale. He's 4 months old. Is that normal? So I cannot answer that question without a picture of the dragon. If you send that to one of my social media accounts, um, I will be able to help a little bit. But if you are really concerned about their health, it is always best to go to a vet because I have a lot of people message me and I really try to get to all your messages as fast as I can. But sometimes I can't get to them right away. And if it's a life or death situation or have a fear situation, you really, really, really should go to a vet because 100% I am not a vet. I'm just a very experienced owner that's been doing this for a while. um, Oh, and trash. Okay. Just past just past a huge milestone. Venus has stopped raining from me. Yay. Stopped running from you. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear it, Jocelyn Smith. Is that right? Jocelyn. Jocelyn. I think I said that right. I am getting a bearded dragon. What do I need to watch out for? I'm getting a dragon. What do I need to watch out for? I'm not sure what you need to watch out for. I would just make sure that you research enough. Not really watching out for anything. It's just like having the knowledge and having the equipment before you get the dragon, have the setup and everything ready. So when you get the dragon, you can just put them in it and it's an easy transfer instead of them waiting for you to get everything and it's really stressful. So just be sure you have the knowledge and you're ready for it. Ooh. Alrighty, you guys. You're the best. You have helped me so much on my journey. That's awesome, Isabel. I'm so happy to hear it. I got my Beardy after 10 years of asking for one. He is 4 months old and his name is Koa. I hope I said that right. That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear it. Reborn Semi Nature 2014. That's awesome. Yay, I'm happy I pronounced it right, Jocelyn. Okay. Hey, many greetings from Germany. Oh, I have been to Germany. Oh my goodness. Where in Germany? Where are you from in Germany? Greetings. Pumpkin says hi. That's awesome. Hello, Pumpkin. Venus has a missing foot from pet stores, but can still walk. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm happy he can walk though. Am I allowed to add? Ooh, let me see. Am I allowed to ask to see a beardie out of its enclosure in a reptile shop? Totally depends on the shop. So locally owned stores usually have more luck with that, but I'm pretty sure you can at Petco. I don't know. I've never gotten it. I don't know. I've never gotten animals from there. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. It really just depends on the shop. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yoshi just woke up. Can I send you a picture of my bearded dragon? Yes, you can. I'm 14. I'm a new bearded dragon owner. My bearded dragon is dark. She just molted and her temp is good. What can I do? I love her channel. Well, for dragons, it is shedding. Molted is for like little crustaceans and like bugs and stuff like that. What can I do when it's dark? So she's probably dark because she's trying to suck in heat. So that's, I mean, it's not always a bad thing when they are dark. Alrighty, you guys, one more question and then I am going to leave. I have to leave. Thank you so much for chatting with me, you guys, and hanging out. I'm going to say, when should I change a heating lamp bulb? So, heating bulbs themselves, it depends if you have a mercury vapor bulb. I don't use mercury vapor. I can't even say it. Mercury vapor bulbs, the ones that have UVB in it. So those, the heat bulb, if they don't have any UVB in it or anything like that, and it's just heat, then those can last until they die. When it comes to a UVB bulb itself, that needs to only go to about like 6 months. Every 6 months to a year, you need to change that. Generally, it's 6 months. I change mine every 6 months just because they lose strength. Like, even if your UVB bulb is still running, it doesn't mean that it's still as strong, and like it might not be hitting them as much as it needs to, and you're not getting the UV output that's needed. And that's a huge mistake that some people make. They'll just have the same bulb for years and not see the issue. So for UVB, those long, and you need a tube light. So for the long tube ones, you need to change those every 6 months to a year. And like when you buy them, it will tell you the lifespan on it. Um, but yes, so for that heat bulb, no UV, just until it dies, and that can be, I don't know, it that just totally depends on the bulb, how you care for it, your wattage, and the wattage fitting with the lamp and all of that. And then the UVB tube light, you like every 6 months to a year change it, but also it'll tell you on the box. So I hope that helps. I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me. I had a great time hanging out with you, and I will see you guys next weekend. I'm going to be coming up with some other video. I might do a live again too. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you like the double video thing this week? Did you like that? Where it was like, I think I posted on Friday, and then having a video on Friday and then doing a live. What did y'all feel about that? Just let me know. Alrighty, you guys. So I will see you next weekend. Comment on what you would like me to do. If you liked the double video thing, if you didn't like it, if you weren't feeling it, what you would like. Alrighty, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And out.